Good morning. It's time for workout number 6. Now, I don't know why I said good morning because you could do this any time of the day, anywhere, because you are here with me virtually. But today we are on our full body workout, but pre-exhaust style. So we're going to work the small muscles first, the big muscles last, and just see how we feel at the end of this. So make sure you've got out your workout tracker, you've got the weights that you need, and you've got a mat if you need it to get down to the floor at the end. And of course, a towel, water, that kind of thing if you need it. But let's get started. We're going to have the legs out nice and wide, little functional warm up. We're going to reach long as we squat, and then we're going to exhale. We're going to rotate the body, turning to look behind us, getting into a lunge position, and turn to center and stand. So when we sit, we rotate, center, and stand. Sit, rotate. Now you take it on your own, take it at your own pace. And we're really just looking to find both that balance in the rotation and also the warmth increasing in the legs. So we're really kind of working the strength there. A little bit of an isometric contraction as that one leg holds us in place through our twist. Nicely done. Rotate. I want you to go ahead and do one more each side. Just kind of get even. One more each side, whatever that looks like to you. In and up. Make sure those arms are being used both because they're helping our balance and because we need them to warm up for the workout today. When you're done with those two, squat low and hold. Lift the chest. We're going to go wide squat. Close, arm and leg together to narrow squat. Wide squat. Arms go overhead as we stand. Squat. Close legs together. Let them touch. Open and stand. You can stay with me in my rhythm, or you can do it on your own, getting that movement in the warm-up today. And stand. Make sure those arms get reaching overhead, getting the shoulders nice and warm. We're going to be working the shoulders first today in pre-exhaust style. Do one more each side, whatever that looks like to you. Reaching. Last one. Nicely done. You are going to start with shoulders. So I actually on this one get a pretty lightweight because the muscles that we're using are small and we're using them in a little different range of motion than they typically used in. So I'm going to actually grab 5-pound weights. You might even start smaller. Show you where we're going. It's a 3-in-1 exercise. So we're going to do them separately, but we're not going to stop in between them. So a rotator raise, elbows, rotate in and down, and we don't go back behind our head, right? We stop right in our peripheral vision, in and down. When we're up at the top, we're going to turn into squeezes, little isometric contraction at the shoulders. We're going to finish with overhead presses. Okay, those are the 3 exercises. You're doing 8 to 12 of each, but you're not stopping in between. So let's go with those rotator raises. Elbows in, rotate, up, in, and down. Stay proud with the chest. You've got 8 to 10. And of course, the things that we're watching for here, we're stopping right here at the shoulders. We're not going out of the peripheral vision, back in and down. Take it at your pace. Nicely done. 8 to 12. You do however many you need to do. When you've done 8 to 12, and by 8 to 12, remember we stop at 8 and we can't do the form anymore. We stop. We squeeze and open. Squeeze and open. And I guess I should have mentioned today, we're not timing these like we have. When we do these full body workouts, we're not timing them. We're just going through our paces. We're getting through. And it's a one and done situation. After you've done it, then you're finished. After 8 to 12, we go into the overhead presses. We're pushing those weights just slightly in front of our body. So not completely overhead where we can't see them. We tend to go backwards, but just a little bit ahead so we get into the front of the body. Nicely done. Press. Awesome. Get all the way through it. Once you've gotten through 8 to 12, you can put the weights down. Write some notes in your tracker. How many did you get of each one? Did you decide to change the weight halfway through? Okay, because that gets into the shoulders quite a bit. Next are our biceps. Now I am going to go up a little bit on this one. This is when I wonder where the heck I put my 8-pound weights, but I'm going to go to 10 since I'm not having to go through the whole rep today. I'm just demoing and show you where we're going. All right, so biceps, isometric contraction at 90. Again, a 3 and 1. We layer them. Number 1, it's a cross. 1 goes over, then it goes under. That was 2, right? 1, switch the cross, 2, switch the cross, and then we come back to center and we do the bottom half only. Then we do the top half only, stopping at 90 and release. Cool? All right, friends, grab the weight, shake it off, get ready to go. We're in biceps, curling it up to 90, and let's do those crosses. Right over left, 1, left over right, 2, 3, all the way, 8 to 12. Get those crosses. Whoa, 10's kind of heavy. Yep. Good thing I'm showing here. This isn't my workout. It's for you. Bottom half when you're ready. Down halfway. We stop at 90. Open all the way up. That's important here. We're opening those elbows all the way up. Squeeze. Squeeze. You're going 8 to 12. When you get 8 to 12, you stop at that 90, and that's going to be your stopping point. Top half only. Down and freeze. You're getting 8 to 12. Keep the chest lifted. Keep the shoulders rolled back. Try not to lean into it too much. And when you're done with 8 to 12, you lower the weights and you write it down. All right. Nothing like working the small muscles first, right, guys? All right. You need 1 to 2 heavy weights. So let me show you what it looks like with 1. You'll bring it to your chest. Okay, so I'm just explaining the next, a 3-way calf raise. So make all your notes, write down what you had to do, whatever works for you. So you can either hold your weight at your chest, or if you need some balance, you can hold the weight at your side, still adding weight to your body. You might want to alternate sides every time you do this just for funsies. Or you can hold 2 weights, where's my other one? Down by your side, like this. Here's the position that our legs will be in. Position number 1, toes facing directly forward. Lift on the toes, drop down. That's why I said if you want something to balance, maybe we go to 1 weight. Second position is going to be toes in. Feels a little funky, but that's where we're going to be. Third position, toes out. That's where we're going to be. All right? Okay, grab the weight that you want. You should be rested and ready by now. We've got 8 to 12 of each direction calf raise. Getting up on those toes, starting with this parallel. Going when you're ready. We've got 8 to 12. Lift and lower. Really try to get for height so you don't have to speed through this. After you've done 8 to 12 with your toes facing forward, we'll turn them to face in. Make sure we're rolling into that big toe, pressing also through the pinky toe. So you're really getting a nice wide, as I fall forward, like a wide, I guess kind of grip on the ground here. When you finished 8 to 12 of the internal rotation, that's what we're going to call this, internal rotation, then we just slide those heels in. They're pretty close. Lift the chest. 8 to 12 external rotation. It's same thing. Press through the big toe, press through the pinky toe. Get that whole foot involved in the raising here. Lift. Bam, you got it. All the way 8 to 12 and relax. For this next one, grab your mat if you're going to need it on the floor. I'm going to keep mine nice and rolled up because it's for knee padding to start. I'm going to show you where we're going. It's row to extension. So pick your weight that you want to use. And here's what it looks like. I don't know if I might do another weight. That's fine. It doesn't matter. I would go heavier on this one because you're going to kind of warm up the back here. Going to start into the back. Also the backs of the arms, the triceps. So we squeeze, kick, in, and down. So this time it's not a 1 and 1. The whole exercise is called row to extension. Up, kick, in, down. 2, kick, right? Full thing. So you might want lighter than you would have for a full row because you're adding that triceps extension here at the back. And you're making sure that that back muscle is able to be used as well. So you do have weight for that. So heavy, but not overwhelmingly so. When you're ready, either side, you decide which arm, right or left is first, and you go 8 to 12. Nicely done. And again, I've separated these out because each side's a little bit different. Make sure that we're not starting to rotate away, and I'll show you because right as soon as you're done with one side, go to the other side. So what happens sometimes when we start to do this is we start to kind of look back at that weight, see how my shoulders are getting uneven here. So instead, keep the shoulders parallel as you go through this. Some people have done this before and it helps. It helps okay. Not everybody works with this cue, but elbow in the opposite leg, hand here to make sure that we're not rotating back too far. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't. Maybe just me saying, hey, don't rotate your body works. We're doing 8 to 12 on both sides. I did a lot of chat in there, so I don't really know where you are. Make sure when you're done with one side, you've switched to the other, which I already did, but you get it. Switch to the other side for 8 to 12. And then write down all your details. Make sure you write it down for both sides. Then you can spread, if you have your mat like mine, you'll probably want to spread it out a little bit because we're going to be doing some chest and some tricep stuff here. So let me show you where we're going. You're going to need some weights close. You're going to need weights for chest press. You're also going to need weights for skull crushers. I'm going to use one 15-pound for skull crushers since I'm going to share that between two arms. And then I'm also going to use these for chest press. Why do I always do my hair in a weird way when I'm going to lay on my back? Chest press and chest fly. All right, friends. So for skull crushers, pick a weight. You're going to hold it nice and secure. Don't actually crush your skull, please. Press those heels into the ground. Just kind of scoop the belly so the lower back gets pressed in. So little posterior pelvic tilt here. We're going to drop the weight toward our forehead and extend our arms all the way up. We drop and we extend. That is the skull crusher, my friends. When you're ready, you can begin. Drop and press. You're just going 8 to 12, kind of isolating the triceps here after that last exercise, giving them even something extra to take home. We'll call this the doggy bag exercise. Give them a little something extra to take home. Press and press. That's it. Once you get through 8 to 12, you can go immediately into grabbing the second weight. And I forgot which order we do these in, so I'm going to sit up and check. Bridge and then extension. Thank you. All right. So now we've got two weights. You might have to move around to get that. Lay back down with me when you're there. Oh, hair. Come on. Oh, I'm going to regret setting a 15-pound weight on my stomach. Don't do that. Arms here. We start with our arms at 90 degrees, elbows into the ground. So this is the beautiful thing about doing a chest press when we're not on a bench or something, is that we use the ground to give us feedback. So we're going to press and hover, then press our hips up and drop or hover. It just depends on kind of what your chest is doing here. We don't want to push them together, like hips and arms up, and put pressure on our neck, so make sure you alternate. When you're ready, 8 to 12 of each. Press and bridge. We press and bridge. And of course, you can stop and hold that hover with those hips if you want, because you're hovering the elbows, so neither one gets full tension off here. Squeeze, a press, and a squeeze. That's it. Push and lift. So you're kind of working front and back of the body at the same time here. We're getting into the glutes, but we're also getting into the chest. Big muscles. After you've done 8 to 12, you can lower down. You can lower the weights down for a second if you need to. You can shake it out a little bit. You can write down the number that you did. And we're going to work in the chest again. So if you want, you can just stick with the same exact weight, which is what I'm going to do for our last chest exercise, which is an A press with a leg extension. So this is all front of the body. So A press, our hands, our palms stay facing in. They come up and they hold together. Like you come as close as you can come with the weights, like you're at the top of the letter A. Then with our palms facing each other, we trace the sides of the letter A and then back up. So not quite a fly because we're bending the elbows and pushing them up. Meanwhile, legs are going to come up here in tabletop, press that lower back in, and we have some options. We can drop a toe to tap as we go into that A press, or we can extend a heel. It's completely up to us. It's completely up to us. You decide which one you do. A press with leg extension, 8 to 12. When you're ready, begin. Drop and press. That's it. However you want to do it. You can always drop the toes, depending on how you're feeling, especially if when you reach away, that leg, your lower back lifts up. Like we're here, we're having trouble maintaining that lower back in the ground, then keep the legs closer and do maybe the toe tap. So if as your leg's extending, make sure you can keep that back pressing into the ground. Pressing into the ground. That's it. You got it. And again, a total of 8 to 12 of these A presses. And after you've done 8 to 12, legs can go down, weights can go down, and you can record your number. Record whatever you're on, and I'm going to show you what we're doing for our finisher today. So we're actually getting all the way up. I rarely do this, where I get up, lay down, get up and lay down. But we're doing alternating lunges. I'm going to have to throw that down in between because I don't have a whole lot of room here. You probably have more room than me, so use it as you need to. You can leave the mat out. We're doing alternating lunges for 1 minute, and then we're going to go down and do a parachute hold for 1 minute. Now, a parachute hold will be belly down. You'll probably want your mat, and you're lifting everything. I'll talk you through it when we get there. But you're going to be belly down, prone on the mat. Alternating lunges look like this. One leg steps forward. We drop in and down. Other steps forward, drop, up and in. Or backward. Drop and stand. So I kind of like backward just because I feel like, I don't know, it feels more solid to me, but you can go either forward or backward. It doesn't matter. You can also do this. One time you go forward, the other time you go backward. You'll make a note on your workout log. So whenever you're ready, we go in 15 seconds. And I'll give you a little, about 10 seconds. I'll give you a little more than 10 seconds to write everything down and get on your belly for between these two. All right, last two exercises. We go in, I counted the wrong number. We're going in 8 seconds now. You're probably like, that was the longest 15 seconds of my life. And begin. So forward is an option. Forward is an option. So is backward. And arms can just kind of stay on your waist, or you can use those arms. I mean, you can split them and lunge back. One in, one out. So I kind of like to I'll face kind of sideways so you can see what's going on. Right, so I can go here, or I can just keep them up in my chest maybe to balance. If I want to be like real fun and fancy, obviously should not be on the agenda for me. I can take my hands up to my temples and do a little something here. Again, you decide forward and back. Either way, we've got 15 seconds. Keep it going. Chest is up, press through. Make sure that front heel is pressing through the whole time. I didn't almost fall. Okay, grab the mat. You're done with the lunges. Write down how many you did. If you forgot to count, that's because I forgot to tell you. Count next time. Write down what you did. And we are going in 5 seconds. Parachute. We are belly down. When I say go, we're going to lift up like we're flying parachute. Ready, go. Lift those legs up. Lift those arms up. Think about this. Head is looking down at the ground. It's parachute. We're looking at the earth. Where are we going? Arms are reaching out. Chin tucked slightly so we're not hurting the back of the neck. Arms reach and legs reach. And we're just holding. We're just flying through the air here. Holding that parachute lift. Raising up off the mat. Nicely done. You're halfway there, friends. This is our last exercise of workout 6. So hold on to it like you can. Lift and lift. All right, friends, we're in our 20-second countdown to landing. Lifting, lifting, keeping a nice long neck. Breathing, kind of zen out here a little bit. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Goodness, let's roll to our back. Friends, that was workout 6. Workout 6. 10 is a nice round number. I think it felt like an ending number, right? So on our back, let's open up our knees about as wide as the mat, but our feet stay on the floor. We're just going to windshield wiper our legs side to side here. So as we do this, one knee should have room to fall in front of the other leg. So you're getting a good internal rotation at one hip and external at the other. Rotate and rotate, letting your shoulders roll back, fall back, and arms open out to the side, letting that chest open up. Of all of the upper body things that happens, our chest is usually the tightest, and we're very closed off with our shoulders rolling forward, myself included. Legs pick a side, they stay there. We lift our head and we look away from those legs. Let yourself kind of hang out in this little twist, getting whatever we need out of it. And let's go the other way. Twist, look the other way. Nice. Now remember, at the end of these workouts, I don't stretch every single muscle that we use. That's just kind of not what we're doing in this particular workout chunk. Instead, we're picking something that our body needs for the day. And we're giving it a moment to have it, so that hopefully if you're going through these workouts and you're not just sticking with one, eventually you are going to find a stretch for everything and something that you really need. So if you need more, go find maybe a yoga video of mine. I've got some good ones. Get a nice stretch. I also have some that are just stretching. So there you go. All right, when you're ready, you can roll to your side and push yourself up to seated. And we, my friends, are done with workout